Alright, today we're going back to January this year. You can actually see that Stoat is a 2-2 in that particular version of the game. And this run was a fun usage for Budgie, which has the interesting ability of being able to generate popcorn even on turn 1. Now, popcorn is technically a tier 6 food. Whether or not it really is tier 6 in power level is up for debate. But you can do some pretty interesting stuff with transformation and having popcorn on a unit that is initially tier 1 but then becomes a higher tier. So yeah, the reason this didn't get uploaded originally, or at least some of the runs from this session didn't get uploaded, was because I had originally intended on going back to it. What actually happened was I had a run where I got everything I wanted, like the RNG was great, I got right to the end, and then on the final turn I messed up the team order in the shop. So I had a Parrot in the team, and what ended up happening was that the Parrot was behind the wrong unit. And so I think I actually went on and won anyway, but yeah, I don't think that clip is actually going to be in this video. You'll see why later, but yeah, it was pretty disappointing because it's very rare that that happens. You know, where you get a run that actually wins in customs and you get the team you want, but you messed up in terms of the positioning. So yeah, it just takes one momentary lapse to spoil a video. So what is the team that we're actually going to be going for? Well, the entire point of this run was to have Parrot copy Budgie initially. So Budgie, if we copy it with the Parrot, we're going to gain popcorn on a tier 4 instead of a tier 1, and therefore the Parrot can start spawning units like deer or trying to think of some of the other strong summoning pets. I guess platypus is one. I don't remember what the contents of the pack were for this game because this happened so long ago now. But suffice to say that I definitely set things up so that you know, the best summoning options were available, and you can see there platypus was in the shop. So I think now I'm going to ditch the dolphin, bring in the Parrot, and then we're going to try and level it up. I also wanted to have double Budgie. The final lineup was supposed to be Vulture or Grizzly Bear at the back, double Budgie, Parrot, and then I want to have Ammonite at the front. So Ammonite will convert the Budgie into a tier 6 unit because Mimic Octopus was changed to be a tier 6 in an update. I think it was the November update last year. But then look at this. Turn 8, we get the setup going and we get the Sloth in the shop. So now our plans changed. The lineup that I wanted is out the window. There's no way we're going to win with that team while also having a Sloth. And so what we're going to do is immediately have the Parrot switch to copying this crocodile. A very, very typical looking free-to-play only lineup, I think that was. We're not in a great position here. I mean we're on 2 hearts, turn 9. Now, we do have 5 trophies, which is pretty good because normally I would be at this point and not have hardly any trophies at all because I was throwing in the early turns to try and get the perfect setup. But now we get the Sloth, and I actually take the chocolate on the crocodile. I think it's more important to stay alive, and then we can potentially look for another Cyclops so that when we get the chocolate for the level up on the Sloth, it can immediately skip a couple of levels. So I think we might be okay here. Yeah, looks like it. Now that we've got the turkey in, the popcorn is worth a bit more on the Budgie. There's the Vulture, although I think I'm going to pass it up this time. And I actually take the level up on the crocodile as well. We're relying pretty heavily on this crocodile, I think. So I move the Sloth to the front, probably not worth it. I should just keep it at the back and let the crocodile take the buffs. And maybe we'll take, we'll take the Mosasaurus. In fact, we get double Mosasaurus, so I decide to go for it. Now actually this looks like another free-to-play team. It's super rare that you see Goldfish. Although Goldfish is in Puppy Pack, it was originally a free-to-play customs unit, so you can still use it without having to buy any packs. I guess for people who have bought all the packs, goldfish has kind of been completely replaced by elk. So we can take the cow and then we can start using flounder to level up the crocodile and the sloth at the same time. I think I'm keeping the other cow frozen just in case we get a flounder. And look at this. The stars align for the double flounder milk strategy. So we instantly get level 3 crocodile. And yeah, is there anything we could use here? I guess we get the ammonite that we wanted for the original build. And actually I'm just going to double sell the 2 units that I don't want anymore in order to get the ammonite onto the team immediately. Huge shark team with a massive leech camel as well. Could we actually be okay here? I think the health on the budgie might actually make a difference here. Yeah, it depends what we get from the spawn, and it is boar. So we actually win there, even though we had a 4 squad with sloth. But that puts us on 8. Now we just have to roll looking for expedience. I could have taken the flounder there, but I think I really just need to find chocolate in the shop. Maybe that was a mistake. But I do also freeze the vulture in case I want to bring it in and try and guarantee us the win. No, we're just going to have to pass it up and hope that we draw a couple of games by accident. Actually seeing a bit more variety in this particular set of runs. I guess at this stage, if this is mid-January or something like that, I think, or maybe later in January, the metagame hasn't completely devolved just quite yet. Although we do lose there. So although that is frustrating to lose with the sloth and put us down to 1 heart, it does give us an extra round to try and get the level 3 here. I do gamble on trying to find the pill, although I'm not sure we're going to get it. Okay, I'm going to take the popcorn on the sloth, which is just going to spawn a tier 1. Now what's going to happen here? I think we're actually going to be alright. Yeah, the Mimic hangs on with 1 HP, allowing us to take care of the Winter Spirit at the back. So that could have been a draw. That would have been great if we had drawn there, but unfortunately it was a victory. And so now we need 2 chocolates and a pill with 1 heart, 9 wins. We get the pill, but now we don't have enough gold. So if I roll double chocolate on the next roll, I would then have to sell the ammonite. But of course, instead, we're just going to have to play and hope that it's going to be a tie. And look at this. This looks like another free-to-play team. Unless I'm missing something, that looked like all free-to-play units. So I don't know what was happening at this particular time in the lifespan of the game. But an incredibly fortunate sequence of opponents to get the sloth victory on turn 14. Unfortunately, not enough chocolate in sight. But for every sloth win, there are 25 sloth losses. So I've dug out some of the other rounds that I don't think I've shown on the channel before. Maybe I have, I don't know. There's so many failed sloth clips. That one never really had a chance. Obviously, it was a last gasp sloth because it was a 1-1. And then here's one where we have sloth being turned into a snake with oyster mushroom. And then we face a puffin team. Honestly, I don't mind losing to a puffin team. Good on them for playing, not the strongest combo in the game. Fairly narrow loss in the end. And it doesn't look like we've got a sloth on the team here, but it turns out that the sloth was inside the beluga. Of course, we're not going to have any chance against an owl by cell squad. So we lose again there. Another one with beluga. Unfortunately, gets matched with double hamster ostrich. Not much you can do about that. Instant loss. So yeah, honestly didn't really matter too much if I had the level 3 sloth. I think that was actually from the same recording session as the pheasant, seagull, beluga, gelada team. And then here is Bakunawa, another scourge of the late game, although it's only a turn 13 here. This was a build that I gave up on quite quickly, although maybe I'll return to it at some other juncture. It was quite interesting. Here's another axolotl hummingbird team, unfortunately. I think this squad, I can't remember exactly what I was trying to record here. This might have just been a random pack, to be honest. But as soon as you see the German Shepherd with the Easter egg, you know it's GG. Although we did have a reasonable squad there for turn 13, you really just have to avoid the meta teams. And then one more. Is this the last clip? I think it might be. A game where I've lost and tied so many times that we end up facing the Hedgehog draw squads, and we don't have any summons, so we still lose. Let me know in the comments if you managed to win the last time you found a sloth.